Hello, I'm Don Smith.
And I'm Bill Cartwright, and today is May 14th.
And we're on Channel 5, and on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month.
And also AJ plays our program at different times and on YouTube. So you can find us anytime.
As I always say, if you're ready to fall asleep, you're not ready to fall asleep, watch us and you'll be asleep in a minute.
Yeah, so, well, hopefully, not in a minute, maybe
a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bill, what's been going on with you?
Well, the other night on Sunday, the other night, I went to a concert at the Tip Community Center and listened to the Tip City Community Band, which they're awesome. They really are. And you've seen, if you've watched our program, I think you've seen clips of them before.
Yeah, we did that on the anniversary show.
On the anniversary show.
The very first thing we had.
Yeah, and so, but they are awesome. And this was a great concert. And then, of course, I've been working at the Bethany Center and on Thursdays. And then also, it's that time of year where I am mowing all the time, it seems like. All I have to do is go out, especially when it's raining, go out, look at your grass and watch it grow, literally. But I've mowed at least 4 times.
How long does it take you to mow once?
In about an hour, I'd say. And it depends on what I do. If I do the trimming, I don't trim each time. Usually I can go between mowings and not trim every time. But when I trim, it's usually about an hour and a half or so.
Well, at my house when I mow, it's 20 minutes to 30 minutes if I do trimming and sweeping and mowing.
Okay.
So it really tires me out. Then I have to go sit in the recliner and rest.
But take a nap, right?
Yeah, take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
So what else you been doing?
Well, no, that's basically it. It's been fairly laid back and all that. Of course, going to church and doing all that and Bible study and all that kind of stuff. And it's, routine stuff. How about you? What you been up to?
Well, got the usual doctor's visits and we got those taken care of. And my son and daughter-in-law are on a vacation. They just got back from a really great vacation. And while they were gone, their son, Drake, who is our grandson, of course, had the opportunity, because we asked him, would you like to go out for dinner? Well, when you say steak, he's ready. So we went down to Troy and we had a steak dinner, and that was nice. He seemed to enjoy it, and I know that we did, so that was even better.
Yep.
And then my friend Bob is considering going into Brookdale, and so we've been doing some things. I've been trying to help him with that a little bit, and it's just that it kind of keeps you busy all the time. And I'm looking at my calendar here. We have a couple of things still coming up that I'm really concerned about, but we're really, really kind of busy right now. We've got family dinner and we've got a couple other things going on at the house, and so it never stops.
No.
Which is a good thing. For those of you who sit down and don't do anything all day long,
that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Well, you know what you need to do? Get out there and volunteer, because we both are volunteers
That's right.
on a number of different things. And it really gives you a nice feeling. And at the same time, along with giving us a nice feeling, it helps these various organizations. And we're going to be visiting one of those a little later in the program, and you'll see how much good can come from a volunteer service.
And it makes, like you said, makes you feel good, but it's just a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I always have fun when I go to the Bethany Center. It's a lot of fun. We have great people we work with. A lot of the volunteers, they're wonderful people. Well, all of them are.
And I usually make 1 or 2 messes while I'm there, so we have to clean
that
up.
I don't have the nickname Messy Willie for nothing. So,
Well, I got the same problem. Every time I turn around, there's something on the floor. Anyway, but we don't serve that, just so y'all know.
No.
Anyway.
Absolutely not.
It's all good. So have you got any programs coming up?
Yes, we do. On May 16th, is one that's really nice. It's Taste of the Arts in downtown Piqua. And I don't know if we were there last year.
I'm hoping to go again this
And
year.
yeah, I'm hoping to go again this year because it was a lot of fun, a lot of good food, and just a bunch of a good time with all kinds of.
And you meet the neighbors.
And you meet the neighbors, and yeah, it's just fun. So do that if you can. Go down to downtown Piqua. That's May 16th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. For more if you need more information, you go to www.tasteofthearts.com, and we'll have that scrolling at the end of the show. And then again on May 16th and 17th in Covington, Ohio, there's something called Schoolhouse Park Rocks. And that's at 25 North Grant Street in Covington, Ohio. From Friday, it's 5:30 to 8:30, and Saturday from noon to 8:30. And it's free admission, but there's going to be entertainment, and there'll be some food there. But it should be just a lot of fun. Chance of luck tent and social tents and vendors, Miami County Sheriff's Office Safety Town and drone show in the evening, which is really cool.
Wonder if they want to talk on camera, because we were at the fair and the
I know.
Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, but the deputies all went, whoop, they got out of the way, boy, when we said, you want to be on camera? Nope. But anyway, that's, for more information, you can go to www.bucktownUSA.com/Schoolhouse Park Rocks. So that for more information, that'll be at the end of the show. So that sounds like it'll be a good time, and that's in Covington, Ohio. And then something I am looking forward to. Are you a Fleetwood Mac fan?
I don't know. I'd have to look. Well,
Okay.
I've been one of those people who's never really paid a whole lot of attention to the group. I listen to the music, and if I like it, I like it, and if I don't, I don't. So if you played a couple Fleetwoods, I could probably tell you whether I like it or not.
Right. Well,
I probably would like it.
I'm kind of like that way too. I mean, I know I like Fleetwood Mac because I like their music, but to name tunes offhand, I'd probably recognize them if I heard them. But
That's right.
But anyway, they're going to be at the APAC, and Kay and I are going to go. So it ought to be a lot of fun. May 17th at 7 p.m. And for more information on that program, you go to arbogastpac.com/events. And that'll be a lot of fun. And then this next one is always good. This is a food truck rally and competition.
Oh boy.
So this is at the Miami County Fairgrounds. And so there's going to be like food trucks there and all kinds of good stuff. There is a fee. It's like $5 per carload. So cram everybody into the car that you can get. And
Like
that's
we
only-
used to do at the drive-in movie, you put them in the trunk.
Exactly. Anywhere there was space, and then get them in. But it's $5 per carload, $2 per person walk-in. So it's cheaper to get a whole bunch of people and stuff them in the car. But anyway, it'll be fine. It says whether your passion is for the main course or a sweet treat or a specialty beverage, you'll find them right there at the. And I tell you, these food trucks they do amazing food. They really do.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Restaurant on wheels.
Yep. And then coming up at the Johnson Farm and Indian Agency, it's the Celtic Heritage Festival. That's May 24th and May 25th. And that is, And for more information, you can go to the information, you can call 937-773-2522, or you can email info@johnstonfarmohio.com to get more information and all that. And there again, that's a fun time. There's canal boats there, just all kinds of good stuff. I'm sure there'll probably be some food there.
If you become a friend of the farm and they have those memberships, You pay a one-time fee for the membership.
And you
for
can
the
go all year.
Then you get to go to everything all year long.
Yeah, and it's
without
really,
charge.
it's just
a
a
good
fun
thing.
place to go. It really is. Parking's free on
Another
this.
place to volunteer too.
Well, yeah, that's true too. Okay. So I'll save the rest for later, but
Well, you know, spring has arrived, as you know, by mowing.
yes.
So I was thinking about all the wonders of nature because spring is one of my favorite times, spring
Mm-hmm.
and fall. Summer, not so much. Winter, not so, well, winter's okay, but not too much.
Yeah.
But spring and fall are just really nice
Those are
times
my
of the year.
favorite times.
And did you notice behind us, look at this, the woods.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, I took that picture, and you know where that woods is? You know, well, there's a story.
I know. It's a good one too.
No, I'm not telling that part. So anyway, I thought it'd be a good idea to focus on nature. So I decided that we should go for a visit at Charleston Falls. And Charleston Falls, for those who don't know, is in Tip City off Ross Road. And I was down there one time, a long time ago. I had a client who wanted to get married at the Charleston Falls. And so I was in charge of flowers for that event, and I was down there for that. And I remembered how beautiful it was. So I decided to go down for a visit. Have you ever been to Charleston Falls?
No, I have not. I never even realized where it was or anything like that.
Really? Well, it's a beautiful place, and for anyone who hasn't done it, you should go. Take the kids. It's a nature preserve that you end up in at a waterfall. You can see a beautiful 30-foot waterfall, and there's also a cave you can climb into.
Oh, cool.
The mistake I did while I was down there by myself was I didn't go into the cave because it started pouring down rain. And for an hour and a half, I was trying to get out of that reserve.
Somebody
and,
got lost.
Well, I did get lost. I couldn't find my way out. I was in the rain, and it was just it's a memory that we'll talk about another day.
For a long time.
When it's a whole lot better than me thinking about it right now, because I was a little bit upset when I couldn't find my way out of there. But I am out, and I'm back on this program. So that's
Thanks
a
to
good
a
thing.
ranger, right?
But you know, there's some great views. Yes, came and got me, and we had a nice conversation, and I was dripping all over his truck, but that's okay. And you know, I was thinking about that because I found this Speedway cup, and you know, the place is pristine. There's no trash,
right?
But there laid a Speedway cup, and it was pouring down rain, and I was saturated clear through, and my hair was dripping. I was wet. And I thought, I'm not going to pick that up. That's over in the mud. So I keep on walking. And guess what God did to me? He brought me right back there. I walked a circle, and I thought I was getting out of there. Well,
It
I was
was
right
a
back.
sign.
So this time I looked up and I said, God, I'll pick it up, okay? So I walked over and I picked up the cup and I carried it out of that place. So anyway, that was the part there. But you know, there are flowers right now because it's springtime. Wildflowers are blooming, and it's just really kind of cool to see all of this nature coming alive and the animals running through the forest and all that. The waterfall at Charleston Falls is a underground spring that comes forward and falls about 30 feet, and the water then drains into the Miami River. Mm-hmm. But it comes out of an underground spring. And they've named the waterfall, has been dubbed Little Niagara. Now, when I think of Niagara Falls, I've been there. There's a lot of water, and it's huge.
A lot of water.
Well, this is a dribble compared. But the reason they call it that is because the way the rocks are formed and the way the water drops over the rocks is the reason why they call it Little Niagara. So if you can't get up to Niagara Falls, you just go to Charleston Falls down there in Tip City, and you'll see the same kind of formation of rocks.
Just think bigger when you...
Yeah, just think bigger. The day that I was there, the water stream wasn't really that much. And you know, I thought, well, with all this rain, it's going to really pour over there. Well, it didn't.
No, not if it's spring fed.
I know. It had to go into the ground first, then come out.
Right.
So it didn't change it that much. But so, you know, but it was beautiful nonetheless. It was just, you know, when you're out there in nature by yourself, it just really kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't go with me. That was the problem.
I am kind of glad in a way.
But there was a cave you could climb into, and when I walked by the cave, and there was a dad and a young boy, and the dad was teaching him about the cave. It was really kind of cool. I kept walking. In reality, I should have joined him in the cave. I would have been a lot drier a little bit, because it's when it started to rain about the time I walked by there. Yeah. And so, you know, the cave was interesting, and the park, by the way, it opens at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can go anytime up until dusk. That closes at sunset, and it's just a beautiful place. You can take your dog. All you have to do is clean up after the dog, and everything is, or cat as far as that's concerned, or rabbit. If you've got them on a leash, you can take them. But it's just a really serene, quiet, peaceful place that you wouldn't think of being around here.
Yeah. So you can do what? Hiking, wildlife viewing.
Oh, all of that stuff.
Fishing.
Fishing. They do fishing and picnicking. They have picnic tables.
Nice. Yeah.
It's just, you know, for those of you who are looking for something to do with the kids or the grandkids, taking them there, and you can even look up online. They have certain events that they do that are kid friendly that you can get involved in. But AJ's been showing photos, but the last photo is the exit. You can see the path out, and it was blooming with nice trees and just a really nice thing. And by then, I was not being rained on. I was just carrying water with me.
Yeah.
But the rain was over, so it was a good thing. So anyway, that was Charleston Falls, and I recommend you go there. Russ Road down by Tip City.
Sounds like a nice day trip on a good day.
Yes, and even if it's hot outside, you're under a canopy of trees. So
yeah.
it would be cool. So I think great place to go. You got any more events?
Sounds beautiful. Yeah. I'll finish this up real quick.
Okay.
One's starting in May 29th from 3 to 6 p.m. It's that time of year again where the Pickwas Farmers Market is going to be back in downtown Pickwas. So, and of course that goes out on through pretty much the whole summer. So it's always good. Sometimes right now they get their produce from someplace else and bring it in. But later on in the summer when gardens start to put on, they'll bring their fresh produce that they get right here locally.
And that's when I go get green beans, because I can buy them.
Yeah.
You can buy them at a good price, and I got my own little guy there, and I usually buy 10 or 15, 20 pounds, and we can them. And that way we have them all winter.
Green beans all winter.
Having the last can tonight.
Yeah. But the farmer's market, it's really cool, and if you've never been, you should go, because it's fun. It's just fun to go down there.
Neighbors, visiting the neighbors again when you're there.
Oh yeah. And then this is something else that I'm excited about. This is Lock 9 concert series is coming. Noah Witherspoon, I guess, band is going to be playing May 30th from 7 to 9 p.m. And it's really a nice event. And this starts a whole series of concerts at Lock 9, which I'm excited about. I think it's going to be fun. But they have it there again. Excuse me. They have concerts all through the summer. So it's going to be, and we'll bring them up as they go. There's this one on May 30th, and then there's another one on June 6th. So it's going to be fun for the whole summer. Bring a blanket or bring a chair to sit on the green part and all that. So it'll just be really nice, and I'm excited that we're getting that going now.
You know what's interesting about that? Just a year ago, we did an interview with Chris Schmeezing.
Yes, we did.
And we stood right there as they were in the process of putting that together.
Yeah, there wasn't any green space in front of them.
Nope, there was a lot of equipment. They were working really hard to build, to get that all ready to go. And this is the first real year of kicking off all the big events.
The whole series of concerts, which, like I said, goes through all summer, which will be really fun. Fun time. If you don't have anything else to do, then go down there and sit and listen. It'll be fun. And then the last thing I have is Family Fun Day in West Milton. That's May 31st from 5 to 10. And it's just a fun day in the park. They're at West Milton at 249 East Tip Pike in West Milton. So there again, there'll be lots of food, bounce house, food trucks, kids activities, all kinds of good stuff. Family movie night. As the sun sets, cozy up under the stars for a family-friendly movie. So they don't say what the movie is, but
It'll be good.
it'll
no
be
matter
good,
what.
I'm sure. But yeah, that's May 31st, 5 to 10, and you can go. Yeah, it's okay. 5 to 10. It'll be a lot of fun. So.
Well, sounds good. And if you're over there in West Milton, I think you could go drop off, go visit AJ. Doesn't he live in West Milton? Something?
Well, yeah, you can say hi to AJ.
We'll all go to AJ's house.
Yeah.
Pick up some waffles because remember.
Oh yeah.
those
When does that
waffles-
start?
I don't know, but we're going.
Yeah,
Whenever
no
the
kidding.
waffles come on, we're going to be there.
I'll get off my diet for those.
We have to find out when AJ's going to tell us when the waffles sell.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll go over and get some. But, well, it's about time that we go on a road trip. Now, I promised you earlier in the program that we were going to go on a road trip, and we are.
Yeah.
Lisa Baker from the YWCA contacted me, and she said, here's an idea for a program, and I looked into it, and it's Health Partners Free Clinic down there near Troy, and I was amazed. And so I want to share all of that information with you and with our public, because it's just an amazing place there. So we're going to go now to visit the Health Free Clinic, the Health Partners Free Clinic.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here we are at the Health Partners Free Clinic near Troy and the fairgrounds, and we just happened on these two lovely people who are Miami County Master Gardeners, and I need your name.
Sure, my name is Dan Evans, and this is my wife, Mindy Evans.
Okay.
Now, the reason we found them is because they were out in the gardens over here getting it ready for springtime, or before summer, actually. And
If it ever stops raining, right?
Yeah, it's been a challenge this year, and the goal of our gardens with the free clinic is we have 20 beds back here, and we'll plant those with about 25 different people with a group of Miami County Master Gardeners, and we'll plant potatoes, onions, tomatoes, zucchini, yellow squash, a myriad of things that people that maybe don't have food available can eat. And then we distribute the produce later on in July, August time frame to the clinic, as well as 4 other places here in Miami County.
so you get that much food from this.
Yep. Last year we were fortunate. This is our 3rd year, isn't it, Deb? And the first year we had like 400. Last year we had 570 pounds. And hopefully we can at least do that much this coming year.
Now, do you have any other gardens anyplace else?
Yeah, the Master Gardeners are throughout Miami County. Don't have any more food gardens per se, but we help with a lot of things, and we have a big plant sale coming up this Saturday.
At the fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds.
I saw that.
Yep. So we're actually growing most of those plants that are fairly reasonably priced. So.
Well, I saw some tomato plants inside the clinic. Are those plants you had grown?
Those
Did you
are
get
not.
those another place?
I had a patient that donated.
A patient donated. That's really good.
That's really nice.
Well, now your wife hasn't said a word. So the question is, are you only here because he's here, or have you got...
No, he talked me into joining, and I joined too.
Oh, that's good. Well, I always have enjoyed gardening, but
Well, there you go. There's
I've never had
something
enough
to do.
space to do it.
Yeah, there's actually, I think, 65 Master Gardeners now in Miami County, and we have 15 to 20 interns, which are going to get your class work of about 16, 18, 20 hours worth of classwork, and then you volunteer 50 hours throughout the year, and then you actually become a master gardener.
Well, that's really
So we're always looking for new volunteers. So
Yeah.
if you're interested, stop down at the extension office here in Troy.
Well, we really appreciate you taking time away from the weeding to come and talk to us. And we don't want to hold you up too long because there's a lot of weeds still to take care of. So we appreciate you coming by. Thank you, and thank you for
Thank you
your
so much.
donations
Thank
to
you.
the free clinic. So that's a
you.
really good thing.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Well, here we are at the Health Partners Free Clinic, and standing beside me is the Executive Director, Deb Miller. And it's so nice for you to have us here today. And we're looking forward to hearing all the information about the Free Clinic. So,
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
can you tell us? Well, yeah, go ahead,
I
Doc.
was just going to ask, who do you serve?
So we serve all of Miami County as well as all of the contiguous counties that touch Miami County.
Okay.
Folks that are uninsured or underinsured. If folks have Medicaid or some other form of insurance, we try to connect them and get them into the right healthcare system.
Okay.
But we see uninsured and underinsured mostly.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. And so there are people who are not eligible because if they have their own set of insurance, things of that nature, then they don't need your services.
Right.
And so you're taking care of a big niche of people who really need help.
Yeah, there's more than 8,000 people just in Miami County that have no insurance of any kind.
Wow.
And so we're trying to reach those folks because that's a huge population. A lot don't know we're here.
I was going to say, how many people do you actually serve?
We're serving almost 800 a year, and our hope is that before the end of the year, we're serving 1,000.
Yeah, because
That's our
I'll be
goal.
honest, I didn't know this was here.
Right.
Or I would have been telling more people that I know that maybe could use this service. Yeah, so I didn't know. So this is really, really nice to know all the information that you've got here. And you do, other than the medical part, you also help senior citizens navigate
We do.
certain things, right?
Yes, so we have an OSHIP certified counselor who helps folks as our patients turn 65, they're eligible for Medicare.
Right.
But a lot of them have never had insurance their whole life.
Right.
So then, just to learn the language of insurance is a challenge.
It's so confusing.
the difference between a copay and a deductible and a premium, and so you hear all these things and it sounds like it's going to cost you more than you have, and that isn't the case.
Plus all the different plans that are
Exactly.
out there and available. It's crazy. And
Exactly.
One type does not fit all.
Right. So Lois is our counselor, and she's really, really skilled at helping folks sit down and figure out which is the best plan for them, what's going to cover their meds, and the doctor that they go to.
So we're sitting out here in this shelter, which is really nice. And the other day when I was visiting you, there were people out here having a picnic, and I thought that was really nice. But I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these, what I'm going to call weeds. But I read the note over there that says it's a pollinator area. So I think that's really interesting for our audience to know that you're actually involved with that, and that the community garden is right behind us where they're working too. But what we want to do is have you take us inside and show us your facility, because I've had the opportunity before and it's just really amazing.
And I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And so AJ, if you'll cut us for this moment, we'll be inside shortly. Okay, let's go on inside.
Alrighty.
I'll hold the door.
Yeah, I'll get it. Go ahead.
You're gonna get it? Well, that's exciting.
I got this one.
Well, earlier, before you got here, I was sitting in the chair here, and the one thing I said to Bill and to AJ, you can tell this is run by ladies. It's also clean and tidy, and you've got pretty flowers, all kinds of things.
And we do that really intentionally. One of the things that we learned a long time ago, there's a perception that free healthcare is substandard, and it isn't.
Yes.
And so we really work hard to make sure that it is high quality. beginning with when you walk in the door. It's clean, it's organized, it's neat.
Well, when I came the very first time, you come in and you don't know where you're supposed to go, and it's easy to see. I mean, everything is right there, easy for us. So take us on a tour. Tell us what's going on right here.
So this is our lobby. We are a satellite for First Place Food Bank, and so we get lots of food, some weeks more than others, but as long as we have it, we put it out. And then we had a patient that donated. She grew tomato plants and brought those in her tin cup, and
how nice.
so those are for people to take and help themselves. They can have tomatoes all summer at home.
Yeah.
We also get a lot of over-the-counter type of things with vitamins, Tylenol, aspirin, toothpaste, toothbrushes, all that kind of stuff.
Things that people don't always have.
Right. So the public donates a lot to us, and then companies like AmeriCares and Direct Relief will also donate a lot to us.
Very nice.
So that's where this comes from.
And while we were sitting here, we have to tell you, poor Deb was stuck because her tire was flat and she couldn't make it. So we had to wait for just a few minutes. And while we did that, we saw everything in action because people came in, they looked at the things, and it was just really nice. So, so anyway, we'll let you take us where you want us to go.
So this is Anthony. He is our resource navigator. So Anthony helps connect our patients to community resources that they might need if they're having trouble getting their rent paid or utilities, if they're short of food, transportation issues, childcare, all of those kind of things that all impact your health.
Well, we
and how
need
you're
to
feeling.
know, we need to know too on our program. Anthony is the person who got Deb here. So when we talk about transportation, he took care of it. So he went to pick her up since her tire was flat. So that was really nice of him to do that.
So
We're a team.
what's your job entail?
I am the resource navigator. If somebody comes in that expresses any kind of insecurities, such as food insecurity, or they may be in need of resources for rent, utilities, anything like that that they may need, or assistance signing up for any kind of programming, assistance programming that's available, then I can work with them to find whatever they may need.
It's a big job.
A couple of the things that we do, we have an agreement with Prevent Blindness Ohio, and so we really work to make sure all of our diabetic patients get vision screenings, and so Anthony will work with them. We can get gift certificates so that they can get those screenings done free of charge.
Oh, nice.
If they need glasses, they can get those free of charge. And then the other thing we do is we are an Ohio breast and cervical cancer provider, and so we can do screenings for women that qualify, and Anthony helps do all that paperwork to make sure that all gets connected and taken care of correctly.
Really?
So,
Makes you an integral part of the program.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And a very important service.
it really is.
Okay.
It's huge.
Well, thank you.
Christina is actually not our employee. She actually works for Charitable Healthcare Network, but she is an insurance navigator. Is that the title? Yeah. Insurance navigator. And so she'll be working to make sure, she just started, so she's doing training still, but she'll be working to help people enroll in an Affordable Care Act plan, a marketplace plan, or Medicaid, whichever they qualify for. She'll make sure they get enrolled in that.
Very nice.
Okay. Lead us back.
I will lead you back.
Here we go.
So this is the clinic area.
Wow.
I'll let you go ahead.
That's bigger.
It's amazing.
Deceiving, isn't it?
Bigger
really
than our
is.
doctor's office.
It really is.
Yeah.
We have 6 exam rooms, so there's 3 on that wall, and then there's 3 on the back wall. And they're just like your doctor's office. If you go, they look exactly like your doctor's office.
They do.
Would be exactly the same. This is our pharmacy, so we help folks with medication. If we order something, we try to provide that for them. Medication
Look
is
how
one of the
big
most
it is back
expensive
here.
things in healthcare. And
yeah, nice.
so it doesn't do us any good to write a prescription for ampicillin or some
If they can't get it.
if they can't get it.
Yeah.
So we make
Yeah.
sure we get that filled for
So
them.
how do you get the product here?
So part of it we buy, and part of it is free through AmeriCares and Direct Relief, those
Okay.
kind of companies. companies. We do a lot of applications for people to get free medications through the drug companies. So prescription assistance programs.
That's really good. So we have these rooms now. Do you have a doctor?
We have a medical director.
Okay.
And we have the medical director is a volunteer. We have one full-time and one part-time nurse practitioner that we pay.
Yeah.
And then we have about 8 doctors and nurse practitioners that volunteer in addition to our paid staff. So
very nice.
the volunteer staff is really how we get this done.
Oh, yeah,
The volunteer
yeah.
staff.
It's really
We've got
nice
a few specialists. We've got some musculoskeletal stuff. We've got wound care. We've got diabetic training. We've got.
Yeah, without them, this wouldn't go. Right?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It really has.
The volunteers.
It's volunteer driven.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So if there's anybody out there who has nothing to do, I'll bet
We could use
Deb could put
volunteers.
them to work.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a medical licensed person. We can use all sorts of talents.
Well, you were
know.
talking about somebody to water plants.
Yes,
in the
yes.
office. So
just to help some greenery grow.
Right.
This is our lab, and so we do blood draws here and send that for analysis, and then people will get treated based on that. But we do that while we have them here, and they don't have to make extra trips back and
Right.
that kind of thing. Try to
That's
get a lot
really
done in
nice.
one.
That is nice.
And so that's the clinic side here. This hallway is pretty much an admin hallway. So Kelly's not in here right now.
oh, here's where the snacks belong.
Here's where the snacks are, and we always take
I knew he'd be the one to notice that.
we always take
I'm a
donations
snacker.
of snacks too. It's
Oh, you take donations?
Oh, yeah, we'll take donations
Oh,
of
I'm big on
snacks.
snacking.
Yeah, but you're big on eating the snacks.
Oh, yeah. Well, 9:30 every night, you can think about it. I'm eating a snack.
There you go. So this is our provider's workspace.
Oh, my goodness. This is a big
So,
space, too. Your
it
space
really
is
is.
a really nice size.
Yeah, we try to make them so they can function well. But we have the workstations, the computers. They usually take a laptop into the room with the patient, and then they can come back and they'll dock with the bigger screen so it's easier to work. But this is where they'll call patients and do their chart review and their charting and stuff.
Nice.
She's not here today. She's only part-time, but this is where Lois works, and she's the lady I mentioned that does
Yes,
the
we have to talk about
Medicare.
Lois because she just got an award.
She got an award. She was the Free Clinic Employee of the Year award.
Oh, wow.
And so she
And that's
just
for the
received
state of
that for
Ohio.
the whole state of Ohio. She just
Nice.
received that last Thursday evening. So
That's impressive.
congratulations to her. She
Yeah.
deserved it. She's really a hardworking lady that does a lot for a lot of people.
She's the one I need
Yeah.
to help with the Medicare and all that
Yes,
stuff. So
she can help you.
it's amazing. You have so many services that people
Yeah.
aren't aware of, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is really good.
We really try to not duplicate any services, but when we find a hole, we try to plug the hole.
Sure, sure.
So we don't do prenatal care because the health department does an amazing job with prenatal. We don't do kids immunizations because the health department does that. So there's things that we don't need to duplicate, but the things that aren't getting done.
Fill in the holes. That's a good thing.
That is great. Oh, yeah. So,
And then this comes back around to the main part. This is kind of the guts of it all. Looks like Nikki disappeared. She may have gone down the hall. But this is the work center of it. Hopefully she'll come back up here in a minute.
people
She
get
may have seen
directed
this.
to different areas, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we should mention too, though, that we are at about lunchtime. And
We
so
are.
most of these people have had their opportunity now to go for
Yes.
lunch. And so if you're watching us on the program, I was here the other day and all these rooms were full of people working. So I think a part of it has to do with the fact that they're
The
for
time.
lunch. So-
Yeah, the time of day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it gives us a quieter time to walk about
Yes.
and not be in the way of everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, And so she takes care of it in here.
They do the scheduling, discharge, and making the connections if they need an appointment with Anthony or with Lois or something. She'll work on all that.
Okay.
So, well, it sounds like a good thing. So tell our audience one more time what you do, just so that those who are watching can see what services you can provide for
So
them.
we provide high-quality health care to the uninsured and underinsured residents of Miami County and all the counties around Miami County.
Okay. And that includes a lot of different things. Do you deal with addictions at all?
We don't.
Okay.
We refer, but we'll help make the connection. Again, we'll help make this. We've got a really strong referral network, and so we've got folks that we can refer to.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it's kind of a specialty thing anyway.
It is.
You
We
know.
do a little bit of counseling here, and we have one nurse practitioner who's a licensed mental health provider.
Very good.
So we have a little bit of that, but for addiction services specifically, that's a pretty robust program.
That is.
and we
That's
refer them.
definitely- Really is.
That's a difficult program. Well, Deb, we really appreciate you taking the time
This has been
today.
very informative.
I'm sorry the car tire is flat. I'm sure you'll get that fixed. Poor woman was stuck, so we got that handled. So thank you again very much for sharing. We really appreciate it, and I know our audience is going to really now know a lot more about your organization and maybe get some people.
And we'll spread the word too.
Okay.
We'll keep
we
spreading the
appreciate
word.
that. We appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you much.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Deb.
Thank you.
Well, we're back, and you know what? I learned a lot about that free clinic. It's an amazing place, and I just think the residents of Miami County are lucky to have some place like that.
And you know what? I'm going to use it.
Are you?
Yes, I am,
Yeah.
because there's that one part where they help you with your Social Security when you're supposed to be signing up in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
And
For
they go
whether
through,
you're doing Advantage plans or
which plan to use.
regular or.
And you know, when you don't do it all the time, you just don't know. So,
Well, it can be very complicated.
yes,
It really can.
And I think it would be good. You go down there, you have a nice appointment, and they help you with that. So
Yep.
I think that's a nice service.
Yep.
And it's a free service too. They don't charge for anything
Right.
they do there. But Bill, I think it's about time that we wrap up this show. AJ, after we close the shop, take us out with a video of my favorite place in Miami County. You know, we started with the nature, and we had Charleston Falls. Well, my favorite place in the entire county, and if I get a chance, I park my car and I sit for a little bit, because this waterfall at Peterson Road is just off 25A, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And after we had that big rain recently,
It really flowed.
the waterfall was really flowing,
Yeah.
and that's what you're going to see here at the end. Have you been there?
Yes, that area is near and dear to my heart, because I grew up right across the road, up the hill, that white house that's up there. That's where I grew up from the time I was 3 years old till I graduated out of high school and all.
Oh, so you were there a long time.
Long time. When we used to.
Did you get your feet wet?
Oh yeah.
But
the waterfalls wasn't there when I was
Really?
living there. No. But I would go down. We would farm that field that's now full of little trees. We would farm that field down there, and I've spent hours and hours doing that and just wandering around in the little woods and down by the river, having a wonderful time. It was a great place to grow up. It really was.
So go down when you get a chance on your way to Troy, 25A, when you get to Peterson Road where the light is, turn left, and right there on the left side, you'll see this beautiful waterfall.
Yep.
You can easily see it from the road. It's a great thing.
And especially after it rains, it really flows a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no water.
Right. Sometimes there's no water, but that's because of how it drains.
And I think that's an underground spring too, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm not sure it is.
I don't know, but there's water going through there right now.
Because if it was an underground spring, it'd probably flow all the time.
Yeah, that's probably true too. Well, you know, it's time for us to go. I'm Don Smith.
And I'm Bill Cartwright. And
What's happening?